I've now put all the walls back on so I can give an explanation of the rest of the house. Now, as you know, my client is a lover of rock climbing, or indoor wall climbing is what we've reproduced here. So I've basically given him a wall which he can use to exercise and take out all his rock climbing needs on. It gives access to his bathroom, which is really a wet room with a large mirror, a toilet which has no toilet seat purposely because he says that's his biggest annoyance, having to put down the toilet seat. And it also has a modern day sink as part of the system, which is very good for the environment. You actually use the water that you wash your hands with to flush the toilet, so you're not using excess water. And also it creates, under his bathroom, it creates a nice space for him to just really enjoy his fish tank, do exercise, relax, lounge around. Now if we look through the front door, which is flat A, it kind of gives you, it's not that clear unfortunately, so let's open it. Let's open the front door. It gives you an open view. The reason why I've given it front doors with glass panels is because many modern day doors are like this. And I also thought it would be a good opportunity to let the light actually go through the flat. So as you can see all the way through, nice open space. There's actually 2 floors, so the fish tank's on a higher floor than the rest of it. And in addition, to that, we also have a door which I've created, which is a bit rule breaking. I was trying to work out the best angle to show you this. Okay, if we keep the front door open, right, now we've actually got a door here which slides from the inside or the outside and creates an extra layer of window room, which is a bit breaking the rules, but it's not a permanent window, so I thought I could just play with it. And if the client's not allowed to use it, or it just basically creates a bit of extra lighting when they're down working in their office below. And when I slide this closed, it's back to just being nice, neat cube. And that's what we have so far for flat A. Let's give you a bird's eye view. And also, as you can probably notice if I show you a full bird's eye view, is that flat A is actually a slight bit smaller than flat B. However, flat A is run across 2 floors and flat B is across 1 floor. Now I'm going to take you into flat B. Right, as you can see, this is more a full unit. So as you walk in through her front door, this is more or less on 1 level, or it will just have 1 step between levels. It doesn't have multiple steps because the client is a bit older and didn't want the bother of having to go up and down stairs all the time. As you can see inside through the front door, and it will give you a nice view in the daytime straight out to the other side. Right. Now when you walk into a house, as you can see on your right, first thing you'll notice is her bathroom, which will be on your right. Her bathroom, I've actually made it so I can take the lid off just to give you a real view of what's going on in here. I've created a sliding door which would slide over, and it has a nice curve, so we'll take the curved door out. Now this gives you a better view of the bathroom. Now what we have here is a toilet. This is a seat that goes over her toilet because this is actually another wet room. As you can see, the shower. So when you're washing You can sit down. As she's elderly, she's 65 plus, she will prefer to sit down comfortably and have a shower. And when she's not in use of the shower, when she just needs the bathroom, she can just flick this seat up and that will just be somewhere for her to sit. Now, as this client is a female, I have given her bathroom a separate sink, and it's a bit hard to tell, but if you saw some of the other pictures, her bathroom does actually have drawers and also a mirror. Moving on into her house brings us to next to her kitchen, which, if I bring it down a bit, oh sorry, I'm such a terrible camera person. It's quite hard to tell because of my excellent pairing up on the flooring, but it is actually 2 levels. So her kitchen is actually raised a ground floor level just by one singular step. But this is her kitchen. It will be a small kitchen, just a 2 hobs. It has a sink, it has a dishwasher, it has a stove, and it has 2 cupboards. It will be a good idea for me to add, which I will do, a row of cupboards on the top row, and that will be additional storage space for her. Now to her bed, this is actually her seating area. So here we have her sofa with nice comfy back support. This is meant to slip flush into the wall. And then when she wants to use it, she'll just literally pull this down, and now that becomes her bed. And next to her bed, she has her own lighting, her pillow, and shelves or storage for whatever she may need shelves and storage for. Her bed, when she's not in use of her bed, she'll just fold it back away. And out of sight, out of mind in theory. Right, now to the other side of her apartment. So yeah, again, what we're going to do is we're going to take off the walls just to make it a whole load easier, because her walls are only a huge window. As you can see, gives you a nice clear view through the whole apartment. Right, so inside now, as you know, this is her bed. Across from her bed would be her TV or / computer. Modern day smart TVs are everything all in one. So she's a football lover. Also, she has her clothes storage, one shelf that comes out, one shelf that is idle, and also a nice little mirror for when she's getting ready to have a look in. Up here is actually space for her hanging storage. So if she has different bits and bobs that she'd like to hang up, she likes to knit, she likes to sew, hats, she loves her big church hats. Also, there's storage all up. Now over here we have her I would say dining table and bench, we'd call it, but we'll call it a hidden dining table and bench, because as you can see, it also sits quite flush into the wall. Now what you'd actually do is you'd pull the bench down, pull down the table, pull down the other bench when it was in use. As you can see, the benches sit lower, get it straight, lower than the table. So this would represent her seating area, and when she didn't want to use it, she just throws it right back away. Now this is my first micro flat project. I hope you've enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed making it. It was very difficult, especially these angles over here, getting this cornering right and everything right on that side. Also, another thing I struggled with was the other side, which is exactly the same. It's not the same, as you can see, but it's quite an awkward angle, and I had to actually make sure they were correct. Criticisms, I would say I have a few. What would I do differently? I believe I started sticking things down before I had fully really decided on what I was doing. So future reference would kind of have a better plan together and then start sticking them together. In addition, I would probably adapt some of my materials, and also, like I mentioned, I'd like to add a further storage above storage here. Let's put this back on. It's actually meant to be easy to put on, but I can't do it with one hand. Oh, I can. Right, so there you have it, all back in one piece. Put the door back in. And I hope you enjoyed my micro photos. Put this door back in. And this is